Charlevoix. Skydive Charlevoix. Jim Reel's Friendly Ford. CarQuest Auto Parts. Burnett Foods. Charlevoix Barber. Professional Seamless Gutters. And Collar Clinic. Today's game has been brought to you by Bingham Insurance Services, Charlevoix State Bank, Wilmot Electric, Charlevoix Auto, The Villager Pub, Swanson K&D, Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, Martin Concrete, Twin Bay Docks, Charlevoix Agency Insurance, the Lemoran Agency.
Hello and welcome to Next Level Broadcasting's production of the Charlevoix Raiders versus the Oscoda Owls. Christian Swinsicki in the booth, and alongside me, Charles Strail.
Oh, nowhere else that I'd like to be here on a Friday night in northern Michigan, just getting ready to take in what should be a great football game. Both teams coming off tough losses, but most importantly, we want to thank you for making us a part of your Friday night wherever you're tuning in from. You saw earlier all of those sponsors that have allowed this game to be played, well, shown to you wherever you're tuning in from. So we want to thank everybody for hanging out with the Next Level Broadcasting here as we're getting ready to bring you Raider football once again. Christian, I know you were doing some homework. Both these teams coming off those losses, as we talked about, looking to get off the schneid here with a win in Week 2.
Well, if you're looking forward to this game, I tell you what, both teams are going to have kind of a little bit of a chip on their shoulder, Charles. Charlevoix lost last week to St. Francis by a hefty margin, whereas on the flip side, Oscoda lost last week to Roscommon by just a field goal. 17-14 was the score last week. And both teams looking to bounce back as we come in today. A few key players from Oscoda that I was told to keep an eye out for. Number 7, Randy Eschenberg. Number 12, Hunter Vincenti Cole. And number 21, Blake Malik, have been tasked with kind of being the ones to bear the load as we get set for kickoff. Oscoda kicking it off. Charlevoix receiving at the 20. That's going to be returned by number 7, Jack Terryberry. It's going to get brought out to about the 30-yard line. As Charles, we get settled in here. A good old-fashioned game of red versus blue.
Yeah, I got to like to see it out there. Once again, first quarter brought to you this evening by our friendly folks at Martin Concrete. Martin Concrete, making sure you lay the foundation for the rest of the game. That's Martin Concrete. Give them a call for everything you need concrete-wise. Here we go. First play for the Raiders.
Out of gun, motion. Handoff, option to the far right. It's going to be Brady Jess keeping it. That was a bit of a triple option there.
Yeah, they gave the dive man the first look, and then Jess kept it going off the right side of the offensive line. He also had a pitch man with him. I believe that pitch man was Logan Watkins out there with him. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see Charlevoix come back to that one.
Similar formation here. Jess out of the pistol, motion man. There it is, Charles. That same movement you were talking about. It's going to be a first down run for the Raiders.
Yep, that's Logan Watkins there. He came around on that carry, and we just talked about Logan Watkins. Logan Watkins, man, last week He was all over the field down at Traverse City St. Francis at Thurlby. He made some ridiculous plays. So keep an eye on number 4 in white tonight.
That looked like a quad option there. I saw the man in motion. They kept the pistol man in the backfield almost as though they were just kind of going through their reads. Shotgun here. It's going to be a end around for the wide out. Brought down after about a gain of 3. Man on the carry. It's going to be number 2.
Yeah, that's Garrison Starrett there, and they brought him in jet motion there, Christian. It looks like the Raiders are making a concerted effort right now to get all of their ball carriers a touch here early. That's something that I've noticed, and it just seems like they're making an effort to get all their ball carriers, their hands on the pigskin here early and often.
Well, you want to get those guys their touches early and often. That way they're not discouraged when they come the third quarter and they're getting their first handoff here. Raiders in shotgun. Motion man. It's going to be a pitch to the right. It's going to be number 4, Logan Watkins, to the outside. We got a flag on the play, but Watkins is down streaking to about the 27-yard line.
Yeah, that flag was thrown at the Raider 47-yard line in the area of holding or maybe a block in the back as 2 Raiders kind of teamed up on one of the Owl defensive backs there. So, yeah, this one's going to be coming back for the Raiders.
Yep. That looks as though it's going to push them back further than what they had initially intended. What would have been a sizable game of about 35 yards has now been a 7-yard loss.
Yeah, so the penalty is enforced from the spot of the penalty, and that's where the Owls will choose to enforce it, pushing the Raiders back into a second and, let's call it 15. Beautiful night here in Oscoda, Michigan. If you're just now joining us and tuning in on the campus of Oscoda High School, as Watkins going to get the counter working around the right side. Watkins runs into a blocker. Watkins still on his feet, and he's out near the first down marker. He picks up about 14 yards on that second and 15 on the counter carry, and Charlevoix is into Oscoda territory for the first time so far in this game. So 3rd and 1. These are the type of third down situations that you want to create for yourself to be successful early and often in a football game. Just stands. He's going to throw out to the sideline. Got a completion to Jackson Krause, and Jackson Krause is eventually brought down, but not after picking up a first down. He was tackled by Cole Giro for the Owls, but that'll move the chains for the Raiders. So just 1 for 1 now on his passing attempts in this game as the Raiders have taken their opening possession now. Picked up a couple of first downs and are now sitting at the Oscoda Owl 43-yard line. Once again, Charles Strail, Christian Swinsicki, Jimmy Descamps here from Oscoda, Michigan. Jess sends Watkins in motion. He's going to hand off to Warshaw, and Warshaw noses his way down to the Owl 40-yard line, a pickup of 4 yards on 1st and 10.
He advances the ball just inside the 40-yard line with the Owls.
As you can see, a crystal clear evening here. We had a little showers earlier in the beginning of the game, but now it's looking mighty fine for a Football Friday night. Football Fridays are back, and we're glad to have them back. Jess is going to swing this one out to Watkins. Watkins got a lot of room. Watkins is down the sideline. Watkins is going to take this one down to the 4-yard line. Logan Watkins on the pitch and catch from Brady Jess for 36 yards. Puts the Raiders 1st and goal. Once again, the 36-yard pitch and catch went from Jess to Watkins. The Owls were severely outflanked on the perimeter, and the Raiders were able to take advantage of that. And even if the Owls weren't outflanked and had good angles, we saw last week what Logan Watkins can do. He can outrun pretty much any angle on the defense. So 1st and goal now for the Raiders. Jess in the shotgun formation. He's going to keep it. Jess with the lead blocker out there. And Jess unable to get to the goal line. Leading the way for the Raiders was David Gray, big number 60. So the Raiders pull David Gray, lead the way for Brady Jess, and a nice play made by the Owls to prevent Jess from getting into the end zone on that quarterback keeping read. It'll be 2nd and goal now for the Raiders. Ball on the Owl 4. This time the Raiders send Jackson Krause to the bottom of the screen, just under center. He's going to turn and hand to Logan Watkins, who comes around, and no signal yet, and he's in. There's the first points of the game. Logan Watkins from 4 yards out strikes pay dirt, and the Raiders strike first, going up 6-0 here against the Owls. So Logan Watkins pays it off. That's his 3rd touchdown on the season so far, as he had 2 last week versus Traverse City St. Francis. And the Raiders will line up to go for 2. Brady just now standing in the shotgun. He's got twins to the top and bottom of the set. He's going to hand off, and I don't think they got in there. Making a nice tackle for the Owls was number 58. That's Logan Needham. And Needham made the play, and the Raiders aren't able to convert, but they do succeed on their opening possession of the game and drive it all the way down for a touchdown. Big plays on the drive were made by Logan Watkins, and then he scored the touchdown. So after just about 4.5 minutes in the first quarter here from Oscoda, Charlevoix leading 6-0. Don't go anywhere, folks. We got more Raider football coming up after this. You're watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting.
Bartlett's Home Interiors is your hometown home furnishing store, serving Northern Michigan since 1950. Your perfect fit is waiting for you here. Among our large selection of furniture, flooring, Serta mattresses, and Hunter Douglas window treatments, our experienced staff can help with the details that are important to you to transform your space. Come explore our 35,000 square foot showroom today, or visit us at bartlettshomeinteriors.com. Bartlett's Home Interiors, where you're always at home. M66 North.
Hannah again with Charlevoix Auto. Don't let summer pass you by. Get into a new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram today and make this the summer event. Lease a sleek new Compass for an amazing $339 a month. Elevate your journey in a stylish Grand Cherokee for $429 a month. Or unleash the power of a 4x4 Ram pickup for $459 a month. Don't miss out on getting into your perfect ride for less.
Okay, here we are back in Oscoda, Michigan. Raiders capping off a opening series touchdown drive, and now they're kicking it off deep to the Owls, who will be fielding it at their own 26-yard line. But, oh, man, the turf monster got the Owl return man right there. That was
number 21, Blake Malik. Woo. That was one of the key players that we were told before the game, Charles, to keep an eye out for. That was a short little kick to the right, almost as though that was a little planned for them to land in that soft spot. Good coverage there by Charlevoix. However, like you said, the turf monster, or here in Oscoda, the grass monster, stuck its rear out there and tripped him up. As now we get to see Oscoda for the first time take the field on offense. They're going to come in with the shotgun set. Number 12, Hunter Vincente Cole, my apologies, is in gun, but it's going to be a straight snap to Blake Malik.
You know, right there, that might have been something that Oscoda saw on tape, because that looked an awful lot like the offense from Menominee last year, Christian.
A little bit. The same offense that really kind of put a damper to Charlevoix's season last year in the playoffs. Oscoda keeping tabs on their opponents as we see Hunter Vincente Cole get the play call and run back out to the huddle. Charles, one thing I did want to notice last drive was Charlevoix operating a lot out of the spread.
Yeah, a lot of gun stuff, or rifle as they oftentimes will call it.
Same scenario here for Oscoda and the Owls. Shotgun snap going to go to Vincente Cole. Going to take out left outside, get enough for the first down.
Yeah, Vincente Cole got a really good block from Cole Giro, number 2, the wide receiver who was blocking on the perimeter. And that's all that Vicente Cole needed to spring him down the sideline to move the chains for the Owls.
Had a wide open alley there just outside the tackle. Good enough for an Owls first down. You know, Charles, last week it was kind of a tale of two box scores for both teams as Charlevoix, as we mentioned in the pregame, had a 44-point drubbing.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, the Owls are coming in probably thinking, man, what could have been from last week after only losing by a field goal. As the Owls come back out here on offense. Vincente Cole, the lone man in the backfield. However, he's going to have a motion man, and it's going to be handed off to number 7, Randy Eschenberg, one of the other key players that we were told to keep an eye on for the Owls, tackled by Brady Jess. It's going to be a gain of 1 as the Owls are waiting their play call. What I've also noticed, Charles, is the Owls have multiple players that will get the play call and hop back to the huddle. That time it was Blake Malik, I apologize, that got the play call and went back to the huddle.
That might just be a way of them keeping their players fresh, Christian. That way they're not running the same guy back and forth from the sidelines every single play.
And you are correct because Vincente Cole is out wide, and Blake Malik takes the direct snap, and he's going to go to the outside. Juke man fall towards the first down line. It looks as though he's going to be short. Let's await the play call. Tackle made by number 5, Brady Jess.
So that's going to make it 3rd and pretty manageable here for Oscoda on their opening possession. Good job of Oscoda kind of bouncing back after the Raiders took their opening possession all the way down for a touchdown. Oscoda now with an opportunity to pick up a second set of first downs on their first chance at it.
Well, Vincente Cole now getting the play call as he heads back to the huddle. I wonder if that is something that Charlevoix has been keeping tabs on going into this week, is keeping an eye on who's getting the play call and who's running back to the huddle. As the Owls line back up here. It's like a gun with a wing T set.
It'll be like a double wing in a shotgun formation, yeah.
Man in motion. Vincente Cole keeps the snap. He's going to plunge forward for about a gain of 4. Good enough for a first down.
Vincente Cole picks up the first down for the Owls.
Chains move, and they are marching. They're just inside the 40 in Raider territory. Now it's Blake Malik coming to get the play call for the Owls.
And that's their second first down on the drive, Christian. And, you know, from where this started at their own 24, they're out to the Charlevoix 40. It's been a really good bounce-back drive. So far, they've picked up 36 yards on this possession.
Owls in the gun. Malik in motion. Vincente Cole keeps it to the right. He's going to get brought down at the line of scrimmage by 2 Raiders. Garrison Sterrett and Jack Van Gelder.
Yeah, that was a good job of pursuit by Sterrett and Van Gelder, just being able to string that one out and then go make the sure-handed tackle. The Raiders so far in this game look like they're much more disciplined in their pursuit angles than they were last week. And their secondary is being able to funnel the Owls back to where they have pursuit from the linebackers and everyone else running from the backside of the play. Let's see if the Owls try to run a little counter in here on some of these jet motions or just student body left or right plays.
Vincente Cole awaiting the snap, but we had a timeout by the Owls. That's going to send us to timeout and commercial. We'll be right back.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com or give them a call at 231-838-96.
The Villager Pub has been a mainstay in Charlevoix dining culture for over 40 years. Situated right downtown, their friendly and experienced staff will make you feel right at home from the days of a bygone era. With a wide selection on tap and an expansive menu to pick from, sit back and relax in the pub and enjoy their eclectic 1950s era memorabilia. Stop in and see them today at 427 Bridge Street or visit.
Welcome back to Next Level Broadcasting simulcast of the Charlevoix Raiders versus the Oscoda Owls. Vincente Cole looking to pass. It's his first of the game. Randy Eschenberg on the catch. Good enough for a first down and a gain of about 18. Right, wide open right down the seam.
Yeah, that was a well-designed play there. The Owls waiting to call their first pass of the game, and when they did, they drew up that little kind of – I didn't see exactly what defense Charlevoix was in, but typically when you run those seam routes, it's to get advantage of a zone defense. So the Owls, I think, drew that one up in that timeout, Christian, right before that play.
It makes sense. They were looking to see what the Raiders were going to have on defense here as Vincente Cole awaits the snap. Malik to his left. Man in motion. Vincente Cole is going to take it to the left. He's got a head of steam and lowers the shoulder. Runs over a Raider, but just shy of the first down. As we await the call, it looks as though they are going to mark him short. I was unable to see who he delivered that hit to, but he lowered the shoulder and delivered the boom. Vincente Cole showing that he is not just an elusive runner. He can drop that shoulder and plow ahead.
And drop back and let it rip, too. I mean, he had the threads on that one, put a nice seam ball down the middle to Eschenberger, and now the Owls got it first and goal, a chance to tie or take the lead here on their first possession of the game. Raiders looking for a stop or to force a fourth down field goal attempt.
2.5 to go in the first quarter. Vincente Cole awaits the snap. Man in motion is Malik. It's going to be a handoff to Malik. He's going to have a lane up the middle. He's going to have a touchdown. Oscoda.
That's a really good play there. The Oscoda Owls saw something that they liked up the middle, and they kept it simple. Ran a little bit of window dressing on there with the jet motion, but brought Malik right up the middle for 6, and the Oscoda Owls answer back.
Oscoda looking as though they're going to line up for a 2-point conversion here in a moment to take the lead. Tie game here with just under 2.5 to go in the first. That first quarter really blew by.
Well, it really did. I mean, Jess had 2 for 2 in terms of his passing completions, and Vincente Cole only had 1 pass attempt, but it was completed. And outside of that, it was all ground and pound for both teams. So the first quarter, almost 10 minutes gone by, and we've got a 6-6 game.
Oscoda lining up for the 2-point conversion here out of the pistol with a wing T, with a double wing. It's going to be Vincente Cole on the keeper. He's going to plow ahead. He's going to be stopped by number 10, Landon Whistler. 55. I apologize.
And that is 55 for the Raiders. That's Hunter Lemoran. Lemoran in there on the stop to slam the door on the Owls. So the Raiders doing a good job of keeping the Owls at bay there on the 2-point attempt. And while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to tell everybody a little bit more about some of our sponsors that have allowed us to be bringing this game to you live from Oscoda, and you're watching from the comfort of, well, anywhere, thanks to the possibility of live streaming here on Next Level Broadcasting. For all those Charlevoix sponsors, we want to give a shout-out to the Villager Pub. This is located right downtown Charlevoix is the Villager Pub. If you're at the Villager Pub watching right now, well, we thank you for tuning in. It's probably a really good game to watch right now as the Raiders are 6-6, knotted up here in Oscoda. have a Villager burger on me if you're down there. And make sure you say go Raiders next time you're down at the Villager watching a Next Level Broadcasting game. That's the Villager Pub right downtown Charlevoix.
Oscoda looking to get the next possession for the Raiders started here as they kick off. Kick is away. It's a short one. It's going to be fielded by number 10. That's going to be Landon Whistler this time.
Yep. So the Raiders, after being able to field that squib kick cleanly, will be able to set up shop at the 41-yard line. Pretty good starting field position for a Charlevoix team that effectively moved the ball on their last drive.
Starting field position at the 41. Give them the 42-yard line. 41. Here as the Raiders come back out for their second drive. Brady Jess in the gun. Fakes or keeps the, my mistakes. Hands off to the right to number 22.
Warshaw, yeah. And Warshaw got almost to midfield. That was just a straight little dive play for the Raiders, and Warshaw was able to pick his way down to the 49 for, give him about 7.5 yards on the tote.
Both teams able to effectively run the ball here in the first quarter, as that's a key indicator as to why the clock is down to 2 minutes here already here in the first half hour of play. Raiders hand off to the right. It's going to be Warhol again. Gets enough for the first down. Gain of 4 on top of it.
So it looks like the Raiders have found something they like right up the middle. Brady Warchaw is running hard and chewing up 4.5 yards on average each time he's carrying the football. So now the Raiders working into Owl territory here, Christian. I wouldn't be surprised if they dial up a shot play as we're approaching the end of the first quarter, and they're right at about the 46-yard line. This is usually shot play territory.
Well, you can see that the entire defense is lined up within 10 yards of the offensive line. It's going to be a handoff to the right, though, to number 4, Logan Watkins. He's going to shake and jive. He's going to keep moving past the 30, past the 20, tripped up at the 12. Tripped up at number 3, Jonas Williams.
Well, I guess when you got Logan Watkins in the backfield, any play can be a shot play. He took that one from the Owl 49 all the way down to the Owl 14.
At the Owls' 14-yard line.
There's a good chunk play there for the Raiders. It looked as though, Charles, that you are right. They are just kind of handing the ball off to the right side of that offensive line. They're liking what the right side has to do here.
Yeah, Sawyer Blazik on the right side of the offensive line is effective blocking.
Screen pass to the left. It's going to be to number 15, Ryan Pearl.
Pass is complete to Ryan Pearl.
It's going to be good enough for a gain of, I would say, about
Second down and
4?
Well,
5? Yeah, it was about 5.
yeah. Well, actually, 9 yards they're going to give him on that, Christian, because first down is at the 5. So from where the ball was spotted just inside the 15-yard line, the Raiders need about 1 yard here to pick up this first down. And it's a good place to get a first down because they can make it first and goal here from inside the 5 if they're able to get about 2 football lengths.
Jess under center. He's going to keep it himself. Do the old tush push up the middle. It's going to be good enough for a first down. Brought down at the 3. Raiders in solid scoring position here within 5 yards.
While you're looking down the goal line there, we want to give a shout-out to our man Jimmy Deskamp operating the Martin Concrete sideline camera here in the first quarter. Raiders look like they might be taking this clock all the way down to the end of the quarter. They do not need to snap it.
They're going to run up to the line here.
Maybe hard count, I would imagine.
Well, we have 8 seconds to find out.
And they did go with the hard count, but they might have drew themselves off sides.
We await the call here.
Oh, they did get the encroachment.
Yes.
So there you go.
That works.
The hard count going up to the line of scrimmage. Clock winding down. Raiders going on 2. And they get a free half distance to the goal.
And it stops the clock as well. No, and keeps running.
It'll wind here. so they won't get the snap off. But really well schemed offensive play calling there for Charlevoix, going on the hard count there, trying to get a free 2.5 yards, and they did just that.
Well, it worked out. Plan is as good as when it works out.
That's right. So we're going to go ahead, step aside. You've been watching Raider football on Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back with the second quarter action coming up after this.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy right here in your neck of the woods with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Collar Clinic, providing peace of mind and local customer service with the latest GPS collars, ARC collars, e-collars, beeper collars, accessories, and replacement parts, protecting your dog's safety and giving you the confidence that you'll be hunting with your dog, not for them. Collar Clinic, your e-collar specialist in northern Michigan for over 35 years.
Welcome back to Next Level Broadcasting simulcast of Charlevoix Raiders versus the Oscoda Owls. Brady Jess was in shotgun, but a flag comes out. Right at the gate, we got a flag coming out. Yeah. It's going to be a false start. It's going to push the Raiders back 5.
So at the goal line area, it actually pays to be on defense because any type of encroachment inside the 5-yard line is half the distance to the goal. But if it's an offsides on the offense, it's a 5-yard penalty.
The full penalty.
Yep.
In the pros, I think it's half the distance away from the goal, isn't it?
Well, to the goal. It's the same thing, just different verbiage. But the Raiders there, with the same mental error that the Owls had, but the Raiders took the full penalty, whereas the Owls only gave up 2.5 yards of it.
Raiders back in gun. Jess awaits the snap. He's going to hand off. He's going to keep it. Going to go to the left. Bounces in off a defender for a touchdown. Raiders, heck of a way to open up the second quarter. Brady Jess for the touchdown.
Yeah, that was a big-time run. Brady was reading that left defensive end the whole way. And when he saw that the left defensive end went with the dive give to Brady Warchaw, Jess just kept it and then hit the edge and put his shoulder down to get in right near the pylon.
I'm liking today, Charles, because today so far I've seen a couple of quarterbacks drop the shoulder to get them extra yards.
I mean, you got to love it when the quarterback is willing to get dirty and run over somebody. And just did that right there near the pylon to get the Raiders back on top.
2-point conversion attempt here has a new man awaiting the snap. As that's going to be, oh no, that's Brady Jess. Brady Jess is going to throw to the left. It's going to be intercepted, but a flag is on the field. And a play is called dead.
Yeah, so it looks like it's an illegal formation, which will be declined. So the Raiders, actually it's a hold against the Raiders, so it'll be declined, and they'll take the result of the play. So the Owls able to keep the Raiders out of the end zone there, and the Raiders go up 12-6 on that Brady Jess touchdown run. Unfortunately, unable to get the 2-point after. But so far, both teams standing in the middle of the ring right now, just throwing body blows, especially with their run game.
An old school game with an old school feel in an old school setting, Charles.
That's right. And later on tonight, when it gets a little bit darker, the lights come out. Those players that shine brightest when the lights are brightest.
The stars come out when the lights turn on. That is right. Unless you got air pollution, then you don't really see a whole lot. Or light pollution, I apologize. Light pollution, you don't really see a lot of lights.
Yeah,
Astronomy class teaches you that.
I hear you that one. So anyway, if you're just now joining us, the Raiders scored on their opening possession of the game on let's see. It was Logan Watkins who took it in for about 4 yards. Brady just took that one in. I think it was from 6 or 7 out. And for the Oscoda Owls, it was
Vicente Cole that
Malik.
and
Malik scored the touchdown.
Vicente Cole and Malik marched down the offense for the Owls there on their first drive. They await their second drive here, as it's going to be Vicente Cole back deep to return. Eschenberg and Malik flank him both left and right. The 3 key players for the Owls. As we get set for kickoff. It's going to be a squib kick to the right, taken by Malik. He's going to stiff arm his way to the 34-yard line, brought down by number 22, Brady Warchall.
Yeah, Brady Warchall there, able to get down to Malik, and looks like Malik is a little shaken up there after returning that one.
He's staying on the field, though.
Yep. Hey, while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to tell you about Bingham Insurance. Running a small business can be risky, but one thing you can't leave to chance is your insurance coverage. Bingham Insurance wants to help keep you covered from the unexpected from happening. That's Bingham Insurance Company, representing Auto Owners Insurance, proud sponsor of Raider football here on Next Level Broadcasting. Well,
second quarter lights are on already.
Second quarter lights are on.
You think the stars come out already?
It's only 7:36 Eastern time right now, and we're in the second quarter.
I see blue skies up there past those gray clouds. Owls getting their call from the sideline. Vicente Cole awaiting the snap. Eschenberg in motion. Vicente Cole drops back to pass to the left. It's going to be to Malik, who's going to get wrestled down after a first down.
Yeah, Vicente Cole put that thing on a rope. Malik just went out there, ran about a 10-yard hook route and timing route for that combination of quarterback and receiver. And Cole put that one right on the money. That's really hard to defend.
That's how you draw it up, especially when you never know when the wide receiver takes off from the line of scrimmage. You never know if they're gonna run a go route, a post route, a corner, and then all of a sudden they stop after 10. And if the timing is right between the quarterback and the wide receiver, there's not a whole lot you can do about it. Vicente Cole awaits the snap. Eschenberg in motion again. Going to give it to Eschenberg this time, but this time it's going to get no gain. Brought down at the line of scrimmage. Not as much success on that play as the previous play. He's going to bring up second down.
Haven't really seen a lot of pressure in the backfield on either one of these quarterbacks as they've been dropping back to pass, and I think that's a testament to the quick passing game that both offenses are featuring right now, Christian. Both teams wanting to get that ball out quick, let it get out to their playmakers in space to let them make a play.
Well, it's also the play action, Charles. I'm noticing on these passes, they're play action. You're drawing the defense one way, and it leaves these lanes wide open here as Malik is in motion. They're going to hand it off to Malik. Wrestled down after a gain of 3. Brought down by number 12, Jack Van Gilder.
I think it's Van Gilder there, but we'll make the correction at halftime and figure it out. Apologies to Jack if we are mispronunciating your last name there. We'll get that corrected.
Gilder? Gilder? Gilder. We can go Gilder.
Okay.
I'll go Gilder. Vicente Cole in motion. Or coming back from the sidelines where he got his play call into the huddle. It's going to be empty backfield. Vicente Cole stands alone. Malik in motion. He's going to keep it. Good enough for a gain of 11.
Yeah, and he's going to pick up a first down there. Needed to get to the 40-yard line.
That was a good last effort there. It looked as though he was going to be brought down after 8, and then he jumped good enough for that final push to get to the first down marker.
Yeah, and that's exactly what the Owls needed to sustain this drive That time they went empty set, brought 2 up backs and put them just off the line of scrimmage there, kind of as like double wing on the same side, and that's where the play went. They ran the jet motion, and the jet motion man, Malik, turned into the lead blocker for Vincente Cole. Well-designed play.
It's going to be a quarterback keeper to the right. He's going to have enough for at least a gain of 6. He shook a couple of tackles brought down by number 12, Jack Van Gilder.
Vincente Cole is slippery, Christian.
Yeah, he is. Slippery, strong, able to shake through those arm tackles. You're not going to bring him down with just a paw.
And an accurate passer. So far, he doesn't have an incompletion on the night.
Vincente Cole, 2 for 2 on the night.
And we got a good game brewing here from Oscoda.
This is one of those old school, old-fashioned smash 'em down games. Vincente Cole alone in the backfield. Malik in motion. They're going to hand it to Malik on the end around. It's going to be good enough for a first down. And then some. Brought down by number 75, Sawyer Blashik.
Yeah, Sawyer Blashik got over there after Ryan Pearl turned Malik back inside to the pursuit. And Blashik was able to bring down Malik, but not after the Owls picked up another first down. I believe that's their 3rd first down of this possession. So they're moving it right back down the field after the Raiders took a 6-point lead.
Cole Garrow got the play call from the sideline that time, and he relays that play call to Vincente Cole. First time we're mentioning Garrow's name tonight. Shotgun snap, man in motion. It's going to be a quarterback keeper up the middle. Vincente Cole working hard for those 8 yards. Brought down by number 2, Garrison Sterrett.
Yeah, Sterrett came in there late and put his shoulder right into the shin of Vincente Cole. And right now, the Owls very efficient on offense working against this Raider defense. Owl offense is probably averaging about 5 yards per play right now.
Every 3 plays, that's going to be enough for a first down, and that looks to be the way on this drive. Haven't had to go to the air a whole lot, and when they have, it's been working. Vincente Cole in shotgun, flanked by Casey Nelson. Malik in motion, drops back to throw is Vincente Cole looking deep for the end zone. Incomplete by the pass breakup by Landon Whistler in the end zone. That was really close, Charles. If he had a little bit more under it, that's a touchdown, Owls.
Yeah, that was a really good job by Whistler of turning around, finding the ball, not freaking out. A lot of times what happens is those defensive backs get lost, panic, get really handsy, and then they get called for PI. Whistler did a good job of not freaking out, staying calm, turning around, finding the ball, and making a great play.
And you can't short the effort from the Owls there because the receiver was trying to reach around Whistler for the catch. It just wasn't going to be enough. Good coverage, like you said, Charles, from Whistler. Hand off to Malik up the left side. It's going to be at the first down marker with the flag coming out. We're going to await the spot and this call. It looked as though he had enough for the first down, but we're going to see where they spot it and what the result of this flag is. As the referees have a meeting of the minds at the first down line. Look at the line judge over on the other side, on the far side of the field. And they're going to move this towards the end zone.
Face mask called against the Raiders, so that's going to push this one up 15 yards.
That's a backbreaker down on this side of the field. A first down for the Owls puts them right at the 10. First and goal, timeout, Raiders. And Next Level Broadcasting would like to give a nice shout out to Charlevoix State Bank. During a time of mergers, acquisitions, and name changes, the founders of Charlevoix State Bank saw a need for a truly local bank focused on our community and strong customer relationships. Those values continue to drive us today as we support high school athletics through our support of tonight's game. And we're going to give another shout out to Fresh Coast Sliders. Located inside the back lot of Charlevoix is Fresh Coast Sliders. For hamburger sliders, it's the taste intersection of savory and gourmet, offering a wide variety. Fresh Coast has something for everyone. Check them out online at fcsliders.com, and then we'll meet you at a Fresh Coast Sliders.
I like that Fresh Coast Sliders. I mean, you're at the back lot right now watching Raider football on Next Level Broadcasting. Order up a couple of those Cowboy sliders or maybe a Detroit slider as the Lions game is being kicking off this Friday. And during the Lions games, Fresh Coast Sliders, you can get discounts on those Detroit sliders. So check them out, Fresh Coast Sliders or fcsliders.com at the back lot.
Sunday night football for the Lions.
That's right.
Matthew Stafford comes back to town as the Owls await their first down snap. It looks as though that they have enough space to get a first down there, about a half-yard line between them and the end zone. As Vicente Cole as the keeper. Nope. Number 6 on the tackle.
Ryan Pearl there, I believe, 15. As Pearl was able to get that one and make the tackle.
3 yards for the first down there for the Owls. Yeah, they do have enough space between the first down marker and the end zone line to get a first down. Kind of works out in their favor here as Malik awaits the snap from Gunn. He's going to take the direct snap, push it left, juke and jive a couple of Raiders. He's going to be brought down, but it looks as though he might actually have enough for that first down there, Charles.
Yeah, it's going to depend on the spot where that line judge is on the near side. It looks like he's going to be about one of my size 13 shoes away from having a first down. That was a subtle flex.
I was going to mention it. I was trying to find out how I could piece it in there.
Subtle flex.
Some of us are only 10.5.
Well, let's see.
They
if
didn't give him the first down. They spotted it short of the first down line. Going to be third and maybe a couple of feet for the Owls. You think they take a page out of Charlevoix's book and try and go hard count?
No, I think this is just a straight for Vicente Cole. But there's the hard count, though. And it looks like it's going to be called against the Raiders, so that's going to be free half the distance, and that'll be enough for a first down for the Owls. Hey, Christian, people are smart, and you can see that these coaching staffs have taken pages out of each other's books so far down here in red zone sets, because the hard count down the red zone, man, it's a great strategy.
It's a copycat sport we play, or we watched, isn't it? As the Owls are going to have enough for probably the first down. I'm not seeing the chain gang actually move here. We're going to have a timeout. I didn't get to see who called the timeout.
Yeah, it was a timeout, and, well, as we have an opportunity to do so, let's thank our friends at Swanson K&D.
When you think excavating in Charlevoix, there's only one name that comes to mind, Swanson K&D. Family owned and operated since 1944. Swanson K&D is your go-to contractors for all your excavating, road grading, paving, and snow removal needs. And along with Swanson K&D, we're going to give a shout-out to Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport. Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport is your gateway to northern Michigan, and now is the time to fly TVC. TVC Airport will also get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. To plan your next gateway visit, tvcairport.com. Charles, if I wasn't living in the southern half of Michigan, I would have took TVC Airport onto my flight to Georgia.
Oh, yeah?
Logistics, things just didn't work out. However, fly TVC, that's the number one choice around here.
Certainly is. Get you in and out of northern Michigan. In during the summer, maybe out around November. Or if you're flying in for deer season, fly to EVC. That's the way to go.
Who's trying to leave Michigan come fall? This is perfect weather for football. Fall ball as the Owls line up on our first down. The referees gave him the spot. Going to be a handoff to Malik in the jet motion. Going to be short enough, or short from the end zone. Going to be brought down.
Yeah, Hunter Lemoran was the first guy in there for the Raiders, and Lemoran was able to just kind of poke his head in there and stop the progress, make Malik cut it back, and that was enough to thwart the Owl first and goal play.
Brings up second and goal here for the Owls. Charlevoix Raider defense posing a bit of a problem here for the Owls. They've been slowly creeping up. Remember, we haven't seen the Charlevoix offense since about 11:53 to go in this second quarter. Owls have had the ball for over 8 minutes. Hence the reason for last week's 17-14 game. Woo! And it's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage is Vincente Cole. Stuffed by number 56.
It was David Gray, actually, yeah. David Gray, first man in there, big number 60 for Charlevoix, coming in there and laying the lumber on Vincente Cole. And the Raiders making a bid here for a big goal line stand. You got to imagine that for the Owls, this is 4-down territory here, Christian.
At this rate, yeah, because with Charlevoix's pace on their offense, it looks as though that they have the Owls have a bit of a tough time stopping the Raiders' offense. So, Charles, I believe you're right, 4-down territory. As Eschenberg gets the play call here. And a timeout for the Owls. That's going to send us to timeout here, as we're going to send it to break. We thank you for watching Next Level Broadcasting's presentation of the Charlevoix Raiders versus Oscoda Owls on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and YouTube simulcast. We'll be back after our sponsors.
Twin Bay Dock's exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality.
Have you ever wanted to try skydiving? This is Luther from Skydive Charlevoix. We specialize in first-time tandem skydiving and offer the best views in the entire Midwest. Jump from up to 2 miles high and free fall as fast as 120 miles per hour. Then, when the parachute opens, you can enjoy a peaceful canopy ride back to the landing area. Skydive Charlevoix also offers a scenic flight with every tandem jump. Enjoy an amazing bird's-eye view of Grand Traverse Bay.
Exclusive.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Welcome back to Next Level Broadcasting's presentation of the Oscoda Owls versus the Charlevoix Raiders. It's going to be a keeper for Malik to the right, going to be brought down in the backfield by number 22, Brady Warchall.
Well, that's 3 times in a row the Raiders have bowed their backs here down at the goal line.
Oh, man, Charles, we might be seeing a pass play here in the end zone.
Some big-time plays by Ryan Gray on second down, Hunter Lemoran on first down, and then Brady Warchall there on third down. Will one more Raider be able to step up and make a play? As you see, big number 75, Sawyer Blodgett, anchoring down the defense at that nose guard position, putting on the seatbelt, referencing it's time to put the clamps down on defense.
Putting the clamps on defense is the Raiders' goal right here, as it is 4th down for the Owls. Man in motion. Yeah, it's going to be a false start. Oh, timeout.
Ooh.
That was close.
That was very close to being a false start. They had.
They didn't like their play in their lineup.
Yeah, I mean it was super close.
That was going to be a handoff to the right, or it's going to be a sweep to the right.
Well, we have opportunity to do so. We want to tell you about Skydive Charlevoix. You might have saw it on the news. Principal Terraberry actually jumped out of a plane and landed at the soccer fields at Charlevoix High School, courtesy of Skydive Charlevoix. And Skydive Charlevoix is calling all thrill seekers, adventure enthusiasts, and everyone in between to think Skydive Charlevoix for your next adventure. Take flight with Skydive Charlevoix and experience for yourself the rush of skydiving right in your own backyard. Check out their website for more information. We also want to give a shout out to Charlevoix Auto. Charlevoix Auto wants everyone to know that they're your local trusted Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Chevy, and Moke dealer. Drive with confidence. Choose Charlevoix Auto, your one-stop shop for exceptional sales and service. So when your teenage driver gets in a fender bender in the high school parking lot, send it over to Charlevoix Auto. Get them back into a used vehicle in no time. You been in a fender bender before, Christian, in high school?
Knock on wood, no.
Okay.
I'm trying to not get in one here soon as the Owls are set back on offense for their fourth down. It's going to be Vicente Cole up the middle, brought down by number 12, Jack Van Gilder.
Wow.
And that's going to be a turnover on downs. Raider football.
If you're just now tuning in, the Charlevoix Raiders just maybe changed the whole trajectory of this game with that goal line stance. The Oscoda Owls had it on the 2-yard or the 2-yard line.
And the reason that's so important, Charles, is because that possession there was over 10 minutes of play time for 0 points. The Raiders got that. Last held the ball with 11:53 to go in the second quarter, and now they have the ball here.
I got another point to add on that
10.
after this play.
Handoff to the right side. That's going to be to number 4.
Logan Watkins there. He's got enough. He's right at the sticks for a first down, but here's why that stand was so big. The Oscoda Owls received the third quarter kick. So if they're able to score there, they have about 1 minute and 30 seconds of clock left to play defense here in the first half, and then they would receive the third quarter kickoff. So they'd have a 2-for-1 opportunity to go right down the field and put points on the board. So that goal line stand for Charlevoix there at the end of this second half, we'll mark it down and talk about that at halftime and postgame as a critical sequence in this game.
You're absolutely right, Charles, because coming up here with this next minute and a half, it's going to be tough for the Raiders to go 85 yards in a minute and a half. But we're going to send it to commercial here on Next Level Broadcasting simulcast of Oscoda Owls versus the Charlevoix Raiders. We'll be right back.
Have you ever wanted to try skydiving? This is Luther from Skydive Charlevoix. We specialize in first-time tandem skydiving and offer the best views in the entire Midwest. Jump from up to 2 miles high and free fall as fast as 120 miles per hour. Then, when the parachute opens, you can enjoy a peaceful canopy ride back to the landing area. Skydive Charlevoix also offers a scenic flight with every tandem jump. Enjoy an amazing bird's-eye view of Grand Traverse Bay, Little Traverse Bay, Beaver Island, and the entire northern Michigan shoreline. It's easy to book your jump online at skydivecharlevoix.com. That's skydivecharlevoix.com.
Now's the time to fly from your northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport. TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
As we said, the Owls had a 10. Swing. But the Owls are going to receive the second half kickoff. But before that, they're going to receive this kickoff with 9 seconds to work in this half. Eschenberg, Malik, Vincente Cole back deep to return for the Owls. Jackson Krause set to kick off for the Raiders. Lights are on. It's going to be a squib up the middle to the right, and the Owls are going to field it, and then they're going to immediately down themselves. That was number 4, Crew Weistein on the return.
Yep. Want to remind everyone that coming up at halftime, we will have the Twin Bay Docks halftime show here from Oscoda, Michigan. Charles Trail, Christian Swinsicki, thanking you for making us a part of your Friday night. We've got our audio technical difficulties sorted out that we had the last about minute and a half, but we're back on track, back on pace. And if you're watching from around the world, we thank you because we had a really good game shaping out here from Oscoda between the Raiders and the Owls. I don't know if the Owls are going to risk anything here. Christian, what do you think?
I would venture to guess no. However, I have been wrong before, and I'm not ashamed to admit that. However, I do want to point out that I was right earlier on the the fake snap. However, they are going to take the knee here and send us into the half.
Well, just a quick recap before we send it back into halftime. The Charlevoix Raiders had it down at the goal line, or the Owls had it at the goal line. Raiders stopped them. Raiders came back with 1 minute and 20 seconds remaining, scored a touchdown. Brady Jess completing a couple passes to Ryan Pearl, put the Raiders up 18-6, and then the two-point attempt was good by Logan Watkins, and that's how we are at where we're currently at, which is the Raiders 20, Owls 6. Don't go anywhere, folks. Halftime report coming up here from Next Level Broadcasting. We thank you, and we'll be back after these messages.
Twin Bay Docks' exclusive diamond pattern is stylish.
Have you ever wanted to try skydiving? This is Luther from Skydive Charlevoix. We specialize in first-time tandem skydiving and offer the best views in the entire Midwest. Jump from up to 2 miles high and free fall as fast as 120 miles per hour. Then, when the parachute opens, you can enjoy a peaceful canopy ride back to the landing area. Skydive Charlevoix also offers a scenic flight with every tandem jump. Enjoy an amazing bird's-eye view of Grand Traverse Bay, Little Traverse Bay, Beaver Island, and the entire northern Michigan shoreline. It's easy to book your jump online at skydivecharlevoix.com. That's skydivecharlevoix.com.
Hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Twin Bay Docks' exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy, right here in your neck of the woods, with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Business owner, you learn to wear a lot of hats. The custodian hat, the IT hat, and well, the you should have called a professional hat. Auto Owners takes care of your business insurance, so you can take care of everything else. That's simple human sense.
Ask Bingham Insurance Services in Charlevoix if auto owners make sense for you.
Charlevoix State Bank was founded in 1994 to provide exceptional local service to our northern Michigan community. With 6 locations in Charlevoix, East Jordan, Boyne City, Ellsworth, and Beaver Island, we're here to make banking easy, right here in your neck of the woods, with people you know. Charlevoix State Bank believes in the positive lessons of high school athletics and is a proud sponsor of tonight's game.
Welcome back to Next Level Broadcasting's presentation of the Charlevoix Raiders versus the Oscoda Owls here on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and our YouTube simulcast. Christian Swinsicki in the booth, in with Charles Strail. Charles, an electrifying kind of finish to that second quarter, following what was a long drive, but the first quarter, pretty balanced in terms of back and forth.
Yeah.
Take us back into what you thought were key moments in that first half.
Sure. So if you're just now joining us, the critical moment of that first half came in the second quarter. The Oscoda Owls had it down at the Raider 2.5-yard line, 1st and goal, after drawing the Raiders offsides with an encroachment penalty, and then the Raiders bowed their back. Players like Hunter Lemoran, David Gray, Jack Van Gilder, and Brady Warchaw all made tackles, and the Raider defense just came up huge. And that was at about the 1 minute, 20-ish second mark. And the reason why that was so monumental is because the Raiders then took it and scored a touchdown with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left, all the way down to 9 seconds, leaving the Owls without any time left to really build anything up after that possession. And for Charlevoix, since Oscoda's getting their kickoff in the third quarter, that's a big, big play for Charlevoix. Just the overall sequence. I mean, you can see that the way the players are now carrying themselves with their body language. You see players like Ryan Pearl, who made a couple really nice catches on that touchdown drive down the sideline and got the touchdown pass as well. They're starting to carry themselves with a little bit more gusto here as they went into halftime.
A little bit of swagger going into the second half here as that Ryan Pearl bombed on the left side. Ryan Pearl caught that about 20 yards, and then he ran, just kind of had some Owls slide off of him. Good enough for what was probably the most pivotal part of that drive. And that was the 90-second offense. And I know you mentioned it during the second quarter that was probably a 12-point swing for the Raiders. Well, it might end up being a 14-point swing because of the 2-point conversion that they had down on this end. But the Owls, for Oscoda, that 10-minute drive that led to no points, that's going to be pivotal, and I'm sure they're going to look at that going into the half as, man, we should have capitalized, we should have walked away with points, but as you said, they are going to get the first kick in the second half. A pivotal moment is that going to be that drive right there, because after that, if the Owls manage to score, well, they're still going to have to hold Charlevoix.
Yeah, it's really going to be a very important possession for Oscoda coming out to start the third quarter. They want to be able to continue with their efficient offense. Right now, averaging about 4 yards per play, keeping the ball on the ground. Vincent Cole has been doing a really good job of not only finding receivers in space, but able to hit those seams and follow his blocks and make cutbacks when needed. The Raiders, though, when they needed to stop most, they got it on the goal line. So, I mean, that is going to conclude our first half analysis and summary. When we come back from this commercial break, we'll break down what we anticipate to see going forward in the second half of this one between the Raiders and Owls. Don't go anywhere, folks. You're watching high school football on Next Level Broadcasting.
Located in Charlevoix, Michigan, is Martin Concrete, where they specialize in residential concrete construction, providing high-quality concrete work and guaranteeing customer satisfaction. They're proud to serve Charlevoix and the surrounding areas. No job is too big or too small for Martin Concrete, with services ranging from concrete slabs, footings, driveways, retaining walls, and much more. There's nothing that Martin Concrete can't do regarding concrete. That's Martin Concrete, online at martinconcretecharlevoix.com, or give them a call at 231-838 96-10.
The Villager Pub has been a mainstay in Charlevoix dining culture for over 40 years. Situated right downtown, their friendly and experienced staff will make you feel right at home from the days of a bygone era. With a wide selection on tap and an expansive menu to pick from, sit back and relax in the pub and enjoy their eclectic 1950s era memorabilia. Stop in and see them today at 427 Bridge Street or visit them online to look at their menu at thevillagerpub.com.
Hannah again with Charlevoix Auto. Don't let summer pass you by. Get into a new Chrysler Dodge Jeep or Ram today and make this the summer event. Lease a sleek new Compass for an amazing $339 a month. Elevate your journey in a stylish Grand Cherokee for $429 a month. Or unleash the power of a 4x4 Ram pickup for $459 a month. Don't miss out on getting into your perfect ride for less at Charlevoix Auto on US 31 South near the Charlevoix Airport. Your trusted local dealership.
Today's game has been brought to you by Bingham Insurance Services, Charlevoix State Bank, Wilmot Electric, Charlevoix Auto, The Villager Pub, Swanson K&D, Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, Martin Concrete, Twin Bay Docks, Charlevoix Agency Insurance, The Lemoran Agency, Bartlett's Home Interiors, Culver's of Charlevoix, Skydive Charlevoix, Jim Reel's Friendly Ford, CarQuest Auto Parts, Burnett Foods, Charlevoix Barber, Professional Seamless Gutters, and Collar Clinic.
At Jim Reel's Friendly Ford of Charlevoix, you can expect big city deals with a small town feel. With over 65 new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock and ready to go. Right now, lease this 2023 FCTP F-150 for just $300 a month. Or buy and save up to $15,483 off MSRP on select new 2023 Ford F-150s. Get the real deal at Jim Reel's Friendly Ford of Charlevoix.
I'm Beningo, but you might know me for my business, Professional Seamless Gutters, where we specialize in, you guessed it, everything gutters. New installation, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, drain chains, and much more. But unlike many service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding the gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Twin Bay Docks' exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply
Right here, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Twin Bay Docks halftime show. Here, Charles Trail along with Christian Swinsicki. Charlevoix Raiders up 20-6 over the Oscoda Owls here, live from Oscoda, Michigan. We thank you for hanging out here during this Twin Bay Docks halftime show. And we hope you enjoyed a little cameo there from our inside look at the broadcast booth here. Charles Trail, Christian Swinsicki. Also getting help from Jimmy Descamps running the Martin Concrete sideline camera this afternoon, or I should say this evening. If you're just now tuning in, the Charlevoix Raiders had a goal line stand. The score was 14-6, and they made 4 consecutive stops on the goal line, keeping the Owls out of the end zone. And then Charlevoix, with about 1 minute and 22 seconds remaining in the first half, took it all the way down the length of the field, 98 yards for a touchdown right before they left Oscoda with 9 seconds. So almost taking up all of the time remaining in the first half. And that's how we have arrived at where we're at, 20-6 with Charlevoix in the lead here. I wouldn't say a comfortable lead, but a lead that has felt like it's swelled. And even though it's a 2-score game, the momentum certainly feels like it resides on the side of the Charlevoix Raiders after making that huge goal line stand and then coming down the length of the field to score that touchdown to put themselves up by 2 scores. As we are just about ready, it'll be the Raiders kicking off to the Owls as we begin the third quarter of play. And really, it's been a very close game. The score right now, the Raiders up by 14 points, but it's not indicative of how close this game has felt during 24 minutes of play between these two teams out on the gridiron. As I welcome back my broadcast counterpart, Christian Swinsicki. And Christian, I was just saying, it doesn't feel like it's a 2-score game. It feels much closer than it actually is.
Oh, you're absolutely right, Charles. This 14-point lead, this could be pretty quickly dwindled down if Oscoda can put together a scoring drive, a scoring opportunity. If they wouldn't have had to worry about that if they didn't come up scoreless in their second quarter drive. As we approach the second half kickoff, less than 5 seconds to go in the countdown as both teams are getting ready.
Yeah, I want to remind everyone we did have a little bit of audio technical difficulty there, but we have the problems corrected and we're back ready to go live. And, well, we've been live the whole time. We just had a little bit of audio technical difficulties there late in the second quarter, but if you're watching it, you can rewind it and watch it, and then you might not have to hear us talking about your favorite players making awesome plays there. Just to recap, it was Brady Jess and Ryan Pearl down the sideline connecting for about 44 yards. And then it was Jess to Pearl once again on like a little basic kind of stop route or hook route, curl if you want to say. And Pearl caught it and just kind of backed his way into the end zone for a touchdown.
Not very many passes in this game there, Charles. As we were talking about during commercial, Brady Jess, we thought he was almost perfect, but then we remembered that he had the one dropped pass. However, Brady Jess putting together a solid game so far. But I do want to flip it over to the Oscoda Owls. Vincente Cole, he's been kind of carrying the load, it looks as though, for the Owls. You mentioned during the second quarter, Charles, that Vincente Cole is slippery.
Oh, yeah. I mean, just able to elude tacklers and make quick one-cut judgments and find those cutback lanes, but he's also pretty adept as a passer. He's put his passing prowess on display here so far in this game. Him and Malik are certainly the engine that makes this Oscoda offense run at a high efficiency, and so far it has run at a high clip and high efficiency so far, just stalling out when they got down to the 2-yard line thanks to that great goal line stand by the Raider defense.
And there isn't a whole lot of sample tape that we can pull from that first half because of the constant running, the running clock. There was only 2 drives for the Owls, 2 full drives. So we imagine that going into the second half, we'll probably see a little bit more of the same out of the Owls. However, I'm sure that they would like to establish some scoring drives here. As
they establish those scoring drives, Christian, I think that's what Oscoda aims to do here on this opening possession of the game. Just wanting to be able to come back and get right back into what they were doing so well in the first half of the game, being able to consistently pick up chunk yards, 4, 5, 6 yards per play. And they've done this pretty much all game long until they got down to the 2-yard line, which is where the Raiders had that big-time goal line stand. We want to thank everybody for tuning in to the Twin Bay Docs halftime show here. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll have third quarter action coming up after these messages. You're watching Raider football on Next Level Broadcasting. Simulcast coverage streamed live to nextlevelbroadcasting.net and YouTube at Next Level Broadcasting. We'll be back, folks, right after these messages.
Welcome back to the second half of tonight's game.
Twin Bay Docks' exclusive diamond pattern is stylish to complement your waterfront property. It's quality built to last a lifetime. Engineered to be stronger, our non-skid surface stays cool to the touch, and we offer a full line of dock accessories, including kayak and supboard racks. To see all we have to offer, visit our website to find a dealer near you. Twin Bay Docks, simply exceptional quality.
Have you ever wanted to try skydiving? This is Luther from Skydive Charlevoix. We specialize in first-time tandem skydiving and offer the best views in the entire Midwest. Jump from up to 2 miles high and free fall as fast as 120 miles per hour. Then, when the parachute opens, you can enjoy a peaceful canopy ride back to the landing area. Skydive Charlevoix also offers a scenic flight with every tandem.
And here we are kicking away. Raiders kicking off deep. Bringing it back up for the Oscoda Owls on the far sideline. Making a couple-man miss is Randy Eschenberg. And Eschenberg will be brought down at the Owl 36-yard line, which is where the Owls will be setting up shop here on their first offensive possession of the third quarter. We'll get that scoreboard changed as we officially hit the third quarter, put 12 minutes on the board, and we're underway here as the start of the second is about ready to get going as in trots Vincente Cole for the Oscoda Owls with the play call from the sideline. Third quarter here at Raider football brought to you by Jim Reel's Friendly Ford. And we're going to make that touchdown drive the Jim Reel's Friendly Ford drive of the game, which is the Raiders that they had with in the last minute and a half of that first quarter. Vincente Cole is going to take the snap. He's going to keep and is eventually brought down by a host of Raiders after getting back to the original line of scrimmage. Once he got back to the original line of scrimmage, he was brought down. First Raider there was big number 60, David Gray.
David Gray on the tackle.
So now 2nd and 10 for Oscoda. Trips to the bottom of the screen for Vincente Cole. He's going to motion one man out, swing it out in the flat, and Ryan Pearl's there to blow that play up like dynamite. Pearl there blew up the lead blocking attempt for Oscoda, and he got right in there to stop that play before it even had a chance to get started.
3rd and 13 for the Owls.
Very nice play by senior Ryan Pearl to get a 3-yard tackle for loss. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 13 now for Oscoda. Ball is at the Owl 33-yard line. Trying to put something together here on their opening drive of the second half is the Oscoda Owls. Charlevoix looking to get a 3rd down stop. Vincente Cole sending one man in motion. He's going to roll to his right, being chased by Jess. Vincente Cole is going to outrun the pressure. Vincente Cole can scoot, and he's out right near the first down marker, and he's about 1 yard short after Vincente Cole put on the Jets. And he's got the Owls within 2 yards of the first down here.
ball is at their own 44-yard line.
So this is a pivotal 4th and 2 now. Looks like the Owls are sending them back out there to go for it. And right now, Charlevoix looks like they're going to stay in their base personnel with 4 down defensive linemen. Vincente Cole sends 2 receivers to the top of the screen, 1 down to the bottom. He's flanked in the backfield is Cole. 1 man in motion, and we've got a timeout taken by Oscoda, as they maybe just wanted to see how the Raiders were going to align themselves there defensively before this critical snap on 4th and 2. Christian, you were just down there on the sidelines getting a little bit of a sideline report, getting a feel for the game. And right now in the stadium here, it really feels like this is a very, very pivotal drive for Oscoda.
Not even in the stadium. Up here in the booth, this is a pivotal drive. Walking past the Charlevoix booth, they were expressing that they're pretty happy with their first half performance.
Yeah.
And if they were to stop Oscoda here on this drive, that Charlevoix's offense is built to have a sustained drive.
Yeah.
We saw that in the first quarter where Charlevoix, they can push the envelope if they need to, but they don't need to is the thing. So Charlevoix, if they manage to stop Oscoda, I can imagine they will start that bleeding of the clock right away.
Well, let's see what happens here. 4th and 2. Vincente Cole lining it up, and the Owls come to the line of scrimmage, and we've got an official's timeout.
Official timeout here, but everyone's still in their formation. Officials get the play back rolling here. Under 10 to go in the third. Vincente Cole in gun. Man in motion is Malik. Malik's going to get brought down behind the line of scrimmage by number 22, Brady Warshaw.
Man, Warshaw shot the gap as that guard was pulling, and Warshaw came right behind the guard as he vacated the area, and Warshaw made the tackle in the backfield, stopping the Owls on 4th and 2. What a play made by the Raiders and Warshaw.
Excellent timing by Warshaw. You can only really kind of get that timing if you're paying attention in the film room during the week, Charles, as the Raiders take possession, first down in Owl territory. Jess in the gun. Spread set. 1 flanking him to his left. Jess looking to throw. Fires it to the left. Fires it deep. And it's over the head of Logan Watkins. Incomplete pass. That's going to be Jess's first off the mark pass. Remember, that's his second incomplete, though, but the first incomplete was a drop. That's going to be his first miss. As number 22, Brady Warshaw, goes to the sideline. Last second substitution, Jess has the play call and comes up to the line of scrimmage in the gun. Going to be a jet sweep fake keeper for Jess up the middle. Going to get dragged down by a bevy of Owls. Jess was fighting for every yard there. It's going to be good enough for a gain of, I would say, 6.
Yeah, that was a good job, Jess, once again reading the left defensive end just to see how they were going to play that jet sweep motion. He decided he would just keep it himself and put his head down and got 6.5 yards there on 2nd and 10, making this a much more 3rd and manageable for the Raiders.
3rd and manageable is correct. Charles Jess in the gun, hands it off to the left side. That's going to be to number 7, Jack Terryberry.
And I don't think he got it, Christian.
I think he was well short.
Got stopped right at the line of scrimmage, so it'll be about a 4th and long 4 here for Charlevoix.
And they're going to keep the offense out in the field. They're kind of playing with found money here as they stopped the Owls twice on 4th down in consecutive drives. Raiders looking to capitalize on the good field position. Jess gets the pistol snap, hands it off to the right. That's going to be number 4, Logan Watkins, he's going to be brought down around the first down line. They're going to give it to him.
Yeah, that's the play that the Raiders really wanted to go to there, setting up that counter. And Logan Watkins had a good block from the right side of the offensive line. I believe it was Sawyer Blazik in there, setting the edge at the right tackle position. And, well, no, that's, let's see, Sawyer's playing right guard, checking in at right tackle for the Raiders is number 66. That's Emmett Felter. So Emmett Felter and Blazik teaming up there to set the edge for Watkins.
Fakes the jet sweep, hand up the middle. It's going to be good for about 3 yards. Jack Van Gilder on the carry. It's going to make it 2nd and 6. I was off by a yard. With just over 7.5 to go here in the third quarter, Charlevoix had good field position to start this drive off. Trying to capitalize on it, come away with some points. Brady just stiff arms, brought down by number 21.
That's 51, actually. Apologies, Christian. I gave you the wrong number. That's Dustin Filipiak. Dustin Filipiak there, number 51, making a stop. Usually we're calling 21 Blake Malik, but not that time. Filipiak there for the Owls, bringing Jess down for a tackle for loss.
We can't be right all the time, Charles.
I know. Hey, Tony Romo's right only like 10% of the time, right?
Hey, but he gets recognition for that every 10%.
Gotta win big on your 10% hit rates.
It's going to be a handoff to the left side. It's going to be to number 12. Jack Van Gilder, he's going to have enough for the first down. Checking to see if he's out of bounds. They're going to have him marked down at the 15-yard line.
Moving the chains once again.
Yes, they are. Taking advantage of that good field position. I was mentioning earlier that they were going to bleed the clock, and they're kind of pseudo doing that. All their first downs coming on the ground. And with the clock rolling, they're going to keep bleeding that clock. Raiders offense back out.
Yeah, they've had one pass so far on this drive, and they're just keeping it on the ground where they feel comfortable.
Jess passes to the left, right on cue, Charles. It's going to be to number 15, Ryan Pearl. Good enough for a couple of yards on the bubble screen. As it's going to bring up a timeout here. And we are going to be right back. We thank you for tuning in to Next Level Broadcasting's presentation of the Charlevoix Raiders versus the Oscoda Owls. We'll be right back after
Have you ever wanted to try skydiving? This is Luther from Skydive Charlevoix.
At Jim Reel's Friendly Ford of Charlevoix, you can expect big city deals with a small town feel. With over 65 new Ford cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock and ready to go. Right now, lease this 2023 FCTP F-150 for just $300 a month. Or buy and save up to $15,483 off MSRP on select new 2023 Ford F-150s. Get the real deal at Jim Reel's Friendly Ford of Charlevoix.
Now's the time to fly from your Northern Michigan hometown Cherry Capital Airport, TVC. TVC Airport will get you to your dream destination anywhere in the world. Visit tvcairport.com now.
Bartlett's Home Interiors is your hometown home furnishing store, serving Northern Michigan since 1950. Your perfect fit is waiting for you here. Among our large selection of furniture, flooring, Serta mattresses, and Hunter Douglas window treatments, our experienced staff can help with the details that are important to you to transform your space. Come explore our 35,000 square foot showroom today or visit us at bartlettshomeinteriors.com. Bartlett's Home Interiors, where you're always at home. M66 North, Charlevoix.
Welcome back to Next Level Broadcasting's presentation of the Charlevoix Raiders versus the Oscoda Owls. Charlevoix with the ball on 2nd and 6. Going to be a pitch to the right. It's going to be Logan Watkins. He's going to have enough for a gain of about 4. Going to be shy of the first down marker. The injured player for the Oscoda Owls was Casey Nelson. He walked off the field on his own power, and looking at the sidelines, he is just stretching out the legs. That is still good to see, Charles.
Yeah, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that might have been a cramp for Nelson there as he was trying to chase down that run play. But the Raiders there on second down, putting themselves in another third and manageable.
Hand off up the middle. That's going to be to number 22, Brady Warchall, and he's going to walk into the end zone for a Raiders touchdown.
Man, that was a grown man run right there for Brady Warchall. He bounced off and ricocheted from a defender at about the 2 and kind of high-stepped in there after that. And that one feels good right there for 2 and white.
The Raiders love their big running backs. Last year, Swanson.
And Herzog.
Oh, yeah, those big backs. And this year, we're looking at Brady Warchall, just a big bruiser coming down the line of scrimmage. Not very many people are able to bring that down one-on-one in the trenches, especially when you get to the goal line and you can smell that touchdown, because when you get towards the goal line, that adrenaline becomes a little bit more prevalent because you're feeding to get to that end zone. 2-point conversion here for the Raiders. Jess takes the snap. It's going to be a keeper to the left, and Jess is going to walk in himself for the extra 2 points. It's going to make it 28-6 here with 5:20 to go in the third. Raiders up by a wide margin.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of just sticking to the game plan, not making any mental errors here in the second half so far. They haven't had any penalties. No laundry on the field so far for the Raider offense during their first second half possession here. And I really think that aided them during that possession because they were picking up 5, 6, 7, and then a 12-yard play. So, if you have a negative play or a penalty or a hold or something like that, it can really put you back behind the chains. And so far, the Raiders here, they still haven't had a punt. So being able to consistently move the ball down the field is a good recipe for success.
Well, you look at the other end of the stick, the Owls haven't had a punt either.
That's true. And while we have an opportunity to do so, I'm going to tell you something that's shocking, in addition to neither one of these teams punting. That's Wilmot Electric. Since 1983, Wilmot Electric Incorporated has been a gold standard electrical service provider throughout northern Michigan, offering solutions to any electrical need you may have, whether it's residential, commercial, or marine-related. No matter what the case, Wilmot Electric has experts that will keep your projects on time and on budget. Customer-focused and community-driven for 40 years. That's Wilmot Electric, a proud sponsor of Raider football. That's Brian Wilmot, Charlevoix Raider alumni.
Jackson Krause with the squib kick up the middle. It's going to be safely recovered by the Oscoda Eagles, or Oscoda Owls. I don't know where I was getting Eagles from. Birds.
Maybe it's because the Eagles are playing the Packers tonight. I'll give that one to you.
Possibly. Got my mind in another country, maybe? Brazil? I hear it's warmer around this time of year.
Well, what's not warm right now? The Oscoda offense. I mean, the Raiders have been doing a good job of keeping them at bay here, especially on that last possession. Oscoda has not scored since the first quarter of the game, and it seems like the Raiders have made some adjustments defensively, being able to read where the play is going, and I think they caught on that Vincenti Cole is going to be the man that stirs the drink for this Oscoda Owl offense.
As we see the Owls approach their second possession of this quarter, Vincenti Cole drops back to throw, looking, throws it deep to his left. That's going to be to Eschenberg. Caught, brought down at the 23-yard line. Instant offense, Charles.
Yeah, that was a really, really well-designed play there. Gain of, the initial line of scrimmage was right at the 42-yard line. So from the 42 down to the 22, let's, call it a gain of 30 yards. And picking it up there, putting it down was Eschenberg.
Eschenberg was wide open. If that ball was a little bit more out in front of him, he would probably have had maybe a couple of more yards. As the Owls are showing life here in the third quarter, down 22. starting to air it out to start this drive off.
Yeah, just a correction, that would be a 40-yard completion there from Vincent Cole to Eschenberger.
Malik waits the snap, runs it to the right on a sweep. Malik cuts back upfield. He's going to have enough for the first down. He's going to have enough for more. And he's going to have enough for 6. Touchdown, Owls.
That's a nice run there for Malik. He made about 2 to 3 men miss and just kept cutting it back, and then broke one tackle at about the 3-yard line. And then the Owls, within 2 plays, are back to within a 2-score game if they can convert this 2-point conversion attempt.
You don't need a 10-minute drive when you have a 1-minute drive.
Yeah, and really it did not take that much time off the clock. 4 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. And that's just what the doctor ordered for Oscoda here.
Oscoda looking to put up 2 more points here on this 2-point conversion. They had a couple of explosive plays there as Malik is back in the gun, awaits his second consecutive snap.
A little wildcat look.
Going to throw it to the right this time. Wide open is number 4, Crew Weinstein. 2-point conversion's good. Eagles are down 14-28. And just like that, it seems as though they're right back in it.
Yeah, that was a really nice drive for Oscoda there. Slipping Eschenberger out of the backfield on that wheel route, and he was able to get that one down the sideline, the 40-yard completion there, and then capitalizing off, Merrick finishing off the deal with what was about a 27 or 22-yard touchdown run. 22-yard touchdown run to punch it in, and then the Wildcat 2-point conversion, bringing this back to a 2-score game, which is exactly what the Owls needed to do here. Now, let's look for Charlevoix to see if they can continue to establish themselves on the ground. If they can do so and string together multiple first downs here, Christian, they'll have an opportunity to really eat into this clock.
Oscoda is going to need to step it up on defense if they plan to continue this comeback, but you are right. Charlevoix has been making the rounds on offense, and that really has been their first defensive lapse since the first quarter. They've been looking strong since that goal line stand late in the second quarter. And the Owls set to kick off. Kicking for them is number 57, Zeke Sutton. Back deep for Charlevoix is number 4, Logan Watkins. But we've seen a lot of squib kicks in this game so far, so I'm going to go out on a limb and assume we might see more of the same. Kick is away. Christian's wrong. Logan Watkins on the return, out to the 40, and brought out of bounds at the 45-yard line. Pretty good return there for the Raiders. Sets them up with solid field position following an Owls touchdown.
Yeah, we've seen both teams start with relatively decent field position all night long in this game. And both teams have been able to take full advantage of that and immediately pick up a first down. Here's a stat for you. There's only been 1 3-and-out in this game, and it came on the opening possession for Oscoda in the second half. So credit to both of these offenses for being able to keep the chains moving.
That 3-and-out that Charles mentioned was a 3-and-out followed by a 4th-down failed conversion as the Raiders handed off to the right to number 22, Brady Warchall. He's going to be right around the first down marker. It looks as though they are going to spot it about a yard past the first down line, giving the Raiders a fresh set of downs.
But there is a flag down at the Oscoda 49-yard line.
Good eyes there, Charles.
And it's going to come back, a block in the back against the Raiders.
The Raiders cannot seem to get away from these penalties. They've had quite a few called on them. However, that's not showing up on the scoreboard here.
Well, that's their first one of the second half, to my knowledge. And, well, so far, that one just kind of came at a bad point in time because they had some penalties in the second quarter, but they were able to get by them and still score that touchdown. But This one's going to back them up into their own territory at the 41-yard line now.
So what was a good return by Logan Watkins and then a good run by Brady Warchall, all brought back to the Raiders' 41-yard line as a pass out to the left to Logan Watkins. It's going to be good enough for about a gain of 7. Brought down by number 4, Crew Weinstein of the Oscoda Owls.
Second down, 6 yards to go for the Raiders.
My apologies, that was a gain of 8 on that. It's going to bring up second down and 6. 3:43 to go here in the third quarter for the Raiders as they're trying to bleed away some clock and put some points on the board at the same time. Hand off to the left side to Brady Warchall. He's going to fall and spin his way right at the line to gain, and they're going to spot him. I thought that was kind of generous, but the Raiders are going to get a first down out of it. But that was a generous spot there by the line judge. It didn't look like that Warchall was there. However, the referee is there, and that's why I'm up here. Raiders back in the gun. Jess takes a snap, handoff to Warchall to the right. He's going to be wrapped up at the ankle behind the line of scrimmage and brought down for a loss. Good defensive stand right there by Logan Griggs. And the Oscoda Owls brings up second and long here for the Raiders. They haven't been in this position too often. Most of their plays, Charles, have been for positive gains, setting up for crucial second and third downs, but they're manageable. This one, not so much. Second and 10 for the Raiders. Brady Jess keeps it. Gonna go left. Shakes, bounces off a tackle, bounces off another tackle, but brought down after a gain of about 4. Brings up third down.
And it looks like we're going to, well, an Oscoda Owl looked like they were shaking up there on the field.
Yeah, that shaken up Owl is Jaden Eberline. He's coming out. In for him is number 77, Zane Oltz. He is walking off the field on his own power, though, as the Raiders set up here for their probably longest third down conversion attempt of the night so far. Man in motion. Brady Jess looks for the option flag in the backfield in the area of holding. And this, Charles, looks like it's going to be coming back.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what the Owls opt to do here, and it's actually a legal shift against the Raiders. But, so that's going to make this a 4th and, well, it'll be 3rd and 11 if they accept the penalty, and it looks like that's what the Owls are going to opt to do here.
3rd and 10 yards to go for the Raiders.
So far, the Raiders have taken about just over 3 minutes off the clock here with this possession.
And the clock is still burning as well.
Yep, and this is a critical third down here. If they can convert this third down, they can keep the clock moving and, maybe even get some more points on the board.
Their longest third down attempt here. Jess fakes the handoff, moves to his left, gets to the outside, going to get a gain of 5, and that's going to bring up 4th down. The Raiders' first 4th down of the night.
Yeah, leading the charge out there for the Raiders, pulling around from his offensive line position was Emmett Felter, trying to set the edge for Brady Jess. So this is going to be a 4th down and 6, we'll call it.
Well, you got to keep the offense out there at this point, right? When up 14, seems as though the Owls have not been able to stop you. The only team that's been able to stop the Raiders so far on this drive is the Raiders themselves.
And, they might put it up in the air here, and I bet they might look either for Watkins or Pearl to beat one-on-one coverage.
Jess drops back to throw, but he's going to run. He's going to go forward past the line of scrimmage for about a gain of 2, and that's going to be a 4th down stop for the Owls, Charles. That's exactly what the Owls needed to keep this game close and within striking distance.
Yeah, they decided, the Raiders that is, decided to go with a little quarterback draw, and the Owls were in man coverage, but they just had the linebackers. The linebackers didn't vacate their zone, and they were able to make the play there on that designed quarterback draw and stop Jess before he got to that first down. I mean, he was about a half yard from reaching the line to gain there, but big stop for the Owls.
As the Owls have a last-second substitution here, Logan Griggs comes on the field in for number 77, Zane Oltz. Owls looking to continue what was an impressive last drive that was only 2 plays and a 2-point conversion. Handoff up the middle for the Owls is going to get about 2 yards. 50 seconds to go left in this third quarter. That handoff was to number 21, Blake Malik. Well, in order to match their effort on their last drive, they're going to have to score on this play here. Raiders defense not budging a whole lot there on that last play. As the Owls get set with just under 20 to go, they'll have enough time for one more play here in the quarter. Senti Cole, back and gun, made a motion. Cole going to hand it off on the reverse, going to be to number 7, Randy Eschenberg. He's going to have what was a good open lane, but a nice open field tackle by number 22, Brady Warchall for the Raiders. That was a good tackle there. He was after Warchall, Eschenberg had nothing but green grass between him and the first down marker. And that's going to end it the third quarter for us.
Woo, that third quarter went by fast. Both teams putting points on the board. Owls outscore the Raiders. Actually, no, 8-8 as that one goes down in the books. And we're going to go ahead and step aside. When we come back, we'll have fourth quarter action coming up for you. You're watching Raider football on Next Level Broadcasting simulcast coverage, streamed live to nextlevelbroadcasting.net and Next Level Broadcasting on YouTube. We'll be back after these messages.
Bartlett's Home Interiors is your hometown home furnishing store, serving Northern Michigan since 1950. Your perfect fit is waiting for you here. Among our large
what's going on, Raider Nation? This is Lynn. Hey, what's going on, Raider Nation?
Hunter Douglas window treatments. Our experienced staff can help with the details that are important to you to transform your space. Come explore our 35,000 square foot showroom today, or visit us at bartlettshomeinteriors.com. Bartlett's Home Interiors, where you're always at home. M66 North, Charlevoix.
Hey, what's going on, Raider Nation? This is Landon Swanson, former Charlevoix Raider linebacker and current Central Michigan University linebacker. And you're watching Raider football on Next Level Broadcasting. And my pick 6 was a touchdown. For all things Raider football.
This time under center. No, way back deep. Sorry, I apologize. I didn't even know it was fourth down here for the Owls. It's an end-over-end punt down inside the 10-yard line. Is that the 5? What an excellent punt from the Owls. Pins the Raiders back deep. And the Owls looking for a big defensive stop here in what is now a game of field position.
I mean, Hunter Vincenti Cole punting that one down there, pinning the Raiders inside or right at the 5-yard line, flipping the field at a very critical time in this game after the Owls weren't able to keep that drive going. But if you're Charlevoix right now, you've had a lot of success on the ground. If you're able to run the ball here and pick up a couple of first downs, you can really put a dent into this fourth quarter clock time remaining.
Just take a page out of Oscoda's book and have a 10-minute drive. It's a copycat sport. Jess hands it off to Warchall. Warchall is going to look for a lane on the right side. He's going to march forward for about a gain of 4. Make it a gain of 5.
Yeah, leading the way for Warchall there were Sawyer Blodgett and Hunter Lemoran. That's 75 and 55 working in tandem on the offensive line for the Raiders.
A good opening play. I know you mentioned earlier, Charles, that the Raiders are averaging about 4 yards per carry. Well, if you put 3 4-yard carries together, that's enough for a first down in my math. Raiders. Jess is back to snap on a bubble screen to number 4, Logan Watkins, who has a lane. He's going to go out left. He's got green grass in front of him, and he's out of bounds at the 45 as he is limping.
Yeah, it looked like he's reaching toward his lower extremities, and from what our vantage point looked like, he kind of came up a little hobbled there as he tried to turn on the jets. And hopefully for Raider fans and for Watkins, he's able to get over there, get checked out. It looked like it could have been a hamstring.
In for Logan Watkins is number 2, Garrison Starrett. Logan Watkins has been a pivotal part of this Charlevoix offense so far. Brady Jess hands it off to Warchall. He's going to keep it, actually. Brady Jess going to march his way and slide down at the 50-yard line. Number 51 for the Owls, Dustin Filipiak. Not happy with after that play. Looked as though he had Jess at the line of scrimmage and just missed.
And I don't see Logan Watkins over there on the Charlevoix sideline getting any treatment or anything, but he's covered up by a couple of other teammates. We'll keep you updated on his status here.
Jess hands off. Going to be met at the line of scrimmage.
That was Terry Berry on the carry, and the Oscoda Owls sniffed that one out big time. They knew that that one was coming, and they were able to drop Terry Berry in the backfield for a loss.
Excellently read by the Owls as Charlevoix kind of putting out in the pressure cooker here. 3rd down, 7 to go. Their last drive ended prematurely as they were just looking to clear some clock here. Ryan Pearl wind out at the bottom of your screen here. Brady Jess hands it off to the outside. That's going to be to number 2, Garrison Starrett, in for Logan Watkins, and Garrison Starrett's going to get a gain of about 4.
Raiders opting to keep it on the ground here, keep the clock moving.
Make it 6 yards. Going to be 4th and 1. Raiders going to elect to keep the offense on the field so far. However, I think we had a little bit of miscommunication because number 7, Terry Berry, was away from the huddle when they broke. However, Jess relays the play to him. Terry Berry's going to get the handoff up the middle. Good enough for the first down.
That's a big-time conversion for the Raiders and a big-time push by the Raider offensive line, going right behind big number 55, Hunter Lemoran. And the combination in there in the trenches of Andrew Glass, Blodgett, and Lemoran also working in tandem. Connor Ortiz.
What a heck of a play there. Terry Berry was about 20 yards away from the huddle when they broke, and then he came back and just took the handoff. Good enough for the first down. It's going to be Justin, the keeper, to the right. He's going to be brought down for a loss of 3. That's going to be number 55, Jaden Eberline.
And Eberline's made a couple of plays so far in this game. That one right there, 3-yard TFL, tackle for loss, puts the Raiders behind the chains here, 2nd and 13 coming up.
So far the Raiders have been able to answer the call on these long down and distances, but 2nd and 12 is a tall order so far. However, they've been able to rally past a couple of penalties that they've had in previous drives. They've been able to shake those off and score points on them. Jess hands off to Warchall. Warchall has a stampede good enough for a gain of about 7. Going to make it 3rd and manageable now. 3rd and 5. Dustin Filipiak on the tackle. Charles Raiders putting together a solid time-killing drive here. They're not afraid to go for it on 4th down, and I have a feeling they're going to do that if they don't get it here. Handoff to the left side. What a stiff arm! Oh my gosh! That's number 12.
That's Van Gilder.
Van Gilder delivered a great stiff arm at the line of scrimmage. Was able to make it 4th and a couple of yards instead of what would have been 4th and 6.
Yeah, that's one that the Raiders needed. Great effort by Jack, able to extend the play. And when that stiff arm took place, it was right at the line of scrimmage. So if he's unable to execute that, it's looking like 4th and 6.
A great stiff arm there makes it 4th and manageable for the Raiders. Timeout Raiders, though.
Well, while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to talk about tonight's Charlevoix Agency Insurance Play of the Game. And the Charlevoix Agency Insurance Play of the Game tonight is going to go for that pass down the sideline. Brady Jess completing it to Ryan Pearl during that drive that led to 6 points before the Raiders went up in halftime, 20-6. That is the Charlevoix Area Insurance Play of the Game. And reminder, everybody, that we have coming up here at about the 2-minute mark of the 4th quarter, we'll have our giveaway of the Culver's Value Basket Butter Burger Player of the Game. Yes, the Culver's Player of the Game is back this year. And which Raider player will be taking home that free coupon for a Culver's Value Meal?
I wish I was on the field for a free Culver's Value Meal. I think I can rattle off about 200.
You think you could go for 204 touchdowns? Well,
maybe not.
It depends, game to game. You know, we'll see what the Raiders have here on this critical 4th down.
Hand up off the middle. Let's give it to Warchall. Warchall's going to have more than enough for the 1st down as he marches forward to the 23, and he signifies 1st down Raiders.
Man, big-time blocking up front by the Raider offensive line. Tandem of Andrew Glass, Sawyer Blazic, just dominating the defensive line for the Owls.
And I don't know if you saw after the play, Charles, but Warchall got up and did the feed me motion.
Oh, yeah, he's pumped.
Excited as Warchall is. He's going to get another handoff up the middle, and he's going to get exactly what he wants. Feed me more. Going to get, I would say, a gain of 8 to 9 yards there. And now this Raiders offense is rolling.
Yeah, that time the Raiders ran behind Emmett Felter and Hunter Lemerand, and Warchaw picked up a solid 8 yards, and maybe 5 of those yards came before he even hit contact.
And you really don't want to see Warchaw with a head of steam 5 yards past the line of scrimmage without being touched, as he's going to get another carry, going to get brought down at the 10 by a host of Owls. Good enough for the 1st down, and Warchaw's getting exactly what he's asking, and that's just to keep feeding him.
And you know, something of note here, this drive started with like 10 and a half minutes to go in the 4th quarter, and now we're at the 5-minute and officially the 5-minute 30-second mark. So the Raiders have already chewed up 5 minutes of game clock here with this, well, maybe game-ending drive here to really seal the deal.
This running back duo of Warchall and Watkins, along with, well, you can make it a trio with Terryberry, as Watkins gets the handoff to the right side, dives in, touchdown Raiders.
Woo! Man, that plays a staple. That's one that Watkins had already scored on tonight. He takes it around the right side of the offensive line, and after feeding Warchaw up the middle. That Owl defense bit and sucked in on the fake, and then Watkins hit the Jets and found the end zone.
That's Watkins' first touch since he limped off the field earlier. You like to see that from one of the Raiders' star players, as he has another touchdown on his belt already.
Yeah, and just so you know, this drive for the Charlevoix Raiders started on their own 5-yard line.
That's right.
So they went 95 yards. And here's an impressive stat. 2 times tonight the Raiders have gone 90 yards or more for touchdown drives.
And on that drive, they had 2 fourth-down conversions. A very good offensive showing for the Raiders. Very consistent as a timeout taken. We're going to go to commercial here. We'll be right back after a few of our
Hey, what's going on, Raider Nation? This is Landon Swanson, former Charlevoix Raider linebacker and current Central Michigan University linebacker. And you're watching Raider football on Next Level Broadcasting. And my pick 6 was a touchdown. For all things Raider football this fall, subscribe and become a premium.
You guessed it, everything gutters. New installation, replacements, cleaning, leaf guards, rain chains, and much more. But unlike many service providers, when you call Professional Seamless Gutters, you get me, Orion, not some bum intern or call center recording. So when you're contemplating any services regarding the gutters on your home or pole barn, think Professional Seamless Gutters.
Welcome back to Next Level Broadcasting's presentation of the Charlevoix Raiders versus the Oscoda Owls on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and a simulcast on YouTube as Jackson Krause getting ready for the extra point. Krause, point is up and away, and it's through the uprights and good. It's going to make it 35-14 here for the Raiders.
Well, while we have an opportunity to do so, I know we said we're going to be doing it at the 2-minute mark, so when we do give away the Culver's Value Basket Meal Player of the Game, you can go ahead and text us on or message us in the YouTube comments there who you think that player of the game should be tonight. It's been a group effort so far for Charlevoix, and it's been done on the ground and through the air, and that's been nice to see. Guys like Brady Warchaw, Logan Watkins, Ryan Pearl getting into the act on the perimeter with a couple of really big catches. But, you know, it doesn't happen without the guys in the trenches setting the table for these skilled position players. And that offensive line so far tonight for the Raiders has been pretty good. They've had a couple of holding penalties called against them, but outside of that, they've been a really, really good position group for this Raider team tonight.
You are right, as they have been paving the way for Brady Warchaw, Logan Watkins, and Jack Terryberry, along with Brady Jess. In the occasional handoff to Garrison Starrett. The Raiders' offensive line, can we give away 5 coupons to the starting offensive line?
We've done it in the past, in previous years. We need to check with our sponsor before we can do that. But we'll look into that opportunity and see if we can get back to those offensive linemen.
I'm going to call Culver himself. Squib kick is away for the Owls, fielded by number 4, Crew Weinstein. Going to get brought down after maybe just a gain of about 6 after he fielded it. However, it is going to put the Owls in good field position.
Well, you know, if you're quarterback Brady Jess or running back Logan Watkins or Brady Warchaw, I'd be taking that offensive line to Culver just based on the performance that they've been able to do and open up these running lanes for these Raider running backs.
I see. That's a good strategy, Charles. Delegate.
That's right. Make sure everybody gets fed.
Delegated to Brady Jess. Brady Jess out here also having a good play on offense as well.
Here's the thing. When you're the quarterback, and I kind of fell into this role when I was playing high school football, the offensive linemen are kind of like looking at you like, hey, man, you got something for me? Or
they got to take their piece of the pie.
Yeah.
We'll give them the recognition here, though, as the Owls have a man in motion, and it's going to be Vicente Cole throwing to the left. He's going to overthrow his intended target, which was Eschenberg, number 7. Vicente Cole
He's got a cannon.
He has a cannon. Yeah, that's one. The first thing off, yeah, we can mention the cannon. That's, I think, maybe his first really inaccurate as much as as little as we've seen him throw, but he's been pretty on the money so far up to this point. However, unable to connect there. The cannon, he just wanted to show it off for everyone. Owls coming back out, empty set for Vicente Cole.
Raiders showing a little pressure here.
Main emotion's going to be Malik, but we're going to have a flag. It's going to be a false start. Illegal motion against the Owls. It's going to push him back. We've seen a couple of those calls today.
And I gotta say this, looking at the Raider defensive line, you've got guys in there like Connor Ortiz, Emmett Felter, Brady Jess, and to cap it off, you've got Andrew Grogan finishing off at left defensive end. That's an imposing four-man front for this Raider defense. And they really haven't had to bring a lot of pressure tonight. Just wanting to make sure that they can keep their linebackers clear so they can make clean reads at this Oscoda offense that likes to have a lot of smoke and mirrors.
Looking to pass is Vicente Cole. He's going to get that pass off, and it's going to be complete to number 7, Eschenberg.
And Jackson Krause was right there on the coverage.
That was a good pitch and catch there from Vicente Cole. That's actually number 4, Crew Weinstein. I apologize. Weinstein on the good reception there. Yeah, and Krause was coming in like a heat-seeking missile there on Weinstein there. Weinstein giving up a decent bit of signs there to Krause. 4.5 to go left in the ball game. Raiders up 35-14 as the Owls are 3rd and 9. Ball on the 48-yard line. And Charles, we've seen some explosive plays from the Raiders. We've seen some tight-roped, some adrenaline-filled running from Warchall. It was a good overall offensive showing for the Raiders. Vicente Cole back to throw. Has a man open in the middle. That was number 21, Blake Malik, who passes a little high for him. Couldn't make the catch. That's going to bring up 4th and long.
Well, and while we have an opportunity to do so, we want to thank all of our sponsors tonight for being a part of tonight's Raider broadcast here, live streamed on the networks of nextlevelbroadcasting.net and YouTube. Let's start it off with thanking our friends at the Charlevoix State Bank, Bingham Insurance, Swanson K&D, Martin Concrete, Wilmot Electric, Charlevoix Auto, Lemerend Agency, Farm Bureau Insurance, the Charlevoix Insurance Agency, Charlevoix Villager, Twin Bay Docks, Bartlett's Home Interiors, Collar Clinic, and Culver's of Charlevoix for making this game possible for you to be enjoying it from the comforts of your own living room so guys like us can come across the state to Oscoda.
Oscoda looking to punt here. Vicente Cole high. End over end. It's going to get a very generous bounce, though.
Yeah, that was blocked at the line of scrimmage. I'm not sure which Raider got a hand on it or if it just hit the back of one of the personal protecting blockers for the Owls. But that punt nets less than 20 yards.
That could have been a lot worse, though. That punt, when it went up, it was end over end. It landed about 10 yards shy of where it landed, so on the bounce, it gave it double where it actually was going. However, that is going to spell probably the end of what the offense for the Owls has to offer here as the Raiders look to come out and just bleed the rest of this clock down. It's going to be a keeper for Jess along the left side. He's going to get to the outside, stiff arm a defender, put the shoulder down, gain of a couple, but a flag is on the play.
Well, you were correct there on the call there, but that's actually Colin Jess. at quarterback, freshman, and that's Brady Jess's younger brother. But you were actually correct there, Christian. Colin Jess now in at quarterback for the Raiders.
I said Jess.
I know you did.
Hey, I got to take my right ones. Very similar style of running they have. Clock is going to wind. Jackson Krause is going to come off the field.
And last but not least, we want to thank our fourth quarter sponsors, Professional Seamless Gutters and Fresh Coast Sliders, for making this game possible. Fourth quarter brought to you by Fresh Coast Sliders and Professional Seamless Gutters.
Colin Jess takes the handoff and hands it off to number 7, Jack Terryberry. He's going to skirt along the line of scrimmage and get brought down for a loss of 3. Make it 4. 3 minutes to go here as the Raiders look to extend this drive and bleed some more clock here.
Well, we got about 50 seconds here. Who are you thinking for that Culver's player of the game tonight, Christian?
Well, the cop-out answer would be for the offensive line, but if I'm going to take a different approach, I actually have been admirable of Ryan Pearl's effort along the outside. He hasn't had a whole lot of opportunities, but when he's had those opportunities, he's made the most of them, wrangling in a touchdown catch, and then he also has what
He
was
does have the play of the game.
Our play of the game. Another flag here for the Raiders on what was a gain of just a couple of yards. However, this looks like it's going to be in the area of holding. It's going to push the Raiders back 10.
On the carry there was number 8, Callan Titus.
Callan Titus, I was just told prior to the game he was called up as a temporary replacement there, so they were giving him his licks there.
Yeah. And, if you go back to how this game started in the first quarter, Charlevoix made a concerted effort of getting all of their running backs that carry the ball with frequency, the ball early on that first drive. And I think that's why a lot of these running backs have had success at different point in times of this game.
Well, you never know who's going to get the ball from the Raiders' offense. It's going to be a keeper to the right, and it's going to be a pitch on the option from Colin Jess as we await to see whose number this was for the carry. It's going to be number 2, Starrett.
And Starrett's got a little burst, similar to his older brothers, Phil and Patrick. Starrett family, I know that they're tuning in.
Well, Charles, we're under 2 minutes.
Yeah, and we're going to go ahead in tonight's Culver's Butterburger Basket Player of the Game tonight. Christian, I'm going to side with you, who goes to Ryan Pearl for his tremendous accolades in the Raider pass game tonight, making some really big catches as this one's gets sent away by Krause. It's going to bounce out of bounds at the 50. But yeah, so congratulations to Ryan Pearl taking home the Culver's Butterburger Basket Value Menu Player of the Game coupon tonight with a touchdown catch.
And then the big play in the second quarter, along with a couple of other big catches along in the third that set up some scoring opportunities for the Raiders. Ryan Pearl, he showed out when the limited opportunities that he had, but with those opportunities, he made the most of them.
Yeah, and he was also in that drive, made a very headsy play, catching that little tunnel screen to get out of bounds right away. It preserved a timeout, and it also gave the Raiders a chance to get back to the line of scrimmage without the clock moving. And they didn't have that much time to spare, as when they scored that touchdown at the end of the second quarter, there were only 9 seconds remaining in the half.
So smart heads-up play gets Ryan Pearl player of the game as the Owls take a timeout. And they're not going to be the only ones taking a timeout. We here at Next Level Broadcasting are also going to take a timeout here. We thank you for watching on nextlevelbroadcasting.net and our YouTube simulcast. We'll be right back after this.
Today's game has been brought to you by Bingham Insurance Services, Charlevoix State Bank, Wilmot Electric, Charlevoix Auto, The Villager Pub, Swanson K&D, Traverse City Cherry Capital Airport, Martin Concrete, Twin Bay Docks, Charlevoix Agency Insurance, the Lemoran Agency, Bartlett's Home Interiors, Culver's of Charlevoix, Skydive Charlevoix, Jim Reel's Friendly Ford, CarQuest Auto Parts, Burnett Foods, Charlevoix Barber, Professional Seamless Gutters, and Collar Clinic.
As we welcome you back here to Next Level Broadcasting, simulcast of the Charlevoix Raiders taking on the Oscoda Owls. Charlevoix looking to put an end on this game here as they have the backups in for both offense and defense. A big hit along the sideline. That's Colin Jess delivering the hit. Wow. That was the number 6 on the carry for the Owls, Casey Nelson. He got a first meet of Colin Jess along the sideline there, and that was a big one.
He said, "Nice to meet you. My name's Colin."
Yeah.
And I'll shake your hand with my left shoulder pad.
First down for the Owls as they look to put up a couple of points here before the end of the ball game. Just over a minute remaining here. Now Jess tackled Nelson out of bounds. That stops the clock here. Man in motion. Going to be a keeper for number 3, Jonas Williams. He's going to get just a couple of yards here before he's met down. I'd give it a gain of 5. Clock's going to continue to run. Owls moving at a normal pace here. That's going to give us probably enough time for one more play. Maybe a shot at the end zone.
I think they're going to run it.
Right now, an empty backfield for the Owls. Man in motion. It is going to be a run. And it's going to be brought down. That number on the run was Crew Weinstein. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage.
Was that David Gray, big number 60 in there again, Christian?
It looked that way, Charles. And with that, that's going to be the end of the ball game. The Charlevoix Raiders take the W on their trip to Oscoda, the east side of the state. They defeat the Owls 35-14 in what was a close first half, and then the second half really opened up after a couple of stopped Owl drives, and the Charlevoix Raiders were able to cap those drives off with a couple of scores of their own and really break this game open and put the Owls kind of on the bad end in the
Yeah, well, unfortunately, one of these teams is going to end up on the short end of the stick with this one. That's just the way athletics are. But Charlevoix able to bounce back after a tough loss last week against Traverse City St. Francis in a good get-right position against the Oscoda Owls, and they needed that one because next week the season keeps on turning for the Raiders as they'll take on county rival Boyne City. That game will be at Boyne City, and that's going to be a showdown, as it always is when these two teams lock horns. Raiders at Ramblers coming up next Friday. You'll be able to catch that one on Next Level Broadcasting. Mark your calendars. Friday, September 13th. Friday the 13th. It's going to get spooky when the Raiders and Ramblers play a week from tonight. So for all of our broadcast crew here from Oscoda, Charles Strail, Christian Swinsicki, Tim Swinsicki, Jimmy Deskamp out there, we thank you for making us a part of your Friday night and tuning into this presentation of high school football simulcast on the networks of nextlevelbroadcasting.net and Next Level Broadcasting YouTube. Thank you. Until next time, everyone, have a great rest of your evening.